In this video, we're going to look at some good and bad examples of picking a good solution for your essay. And one of the examples is too long to fit on the entire screen, so at this point, I suggest that you download the actual handout that is in the same page on Canvas as this video so that you can read through the entire example. The final example will be too long to fit on the whole screen. Okay, so let's look at our example topic. Is child labor in third world countries a problem? And if so, what can the United States do to solve it? All right, so I have three examples here of people trying to come up with good solutions for that problem. So this would be the solution part, or at least one of the solutions in the essay. And I want you to read each one of these, pause the video, read it, and decide, is this a good solution that's actually offering a remedy that's explained by an expert or that's been tried somewhere else and might be able to be implemented here or in the context we're talking about? Or is it just a proposal or the status quo? All right, so let's read through example A, pause the video, and then when you're done, restart it and I'll give you my feedback. All right, coming back, A is just status quo. It's not offering anything new. It's just saying, well, one thing we could do to make child labor, to solve the problem of child labor is to make it illegal in the United States, and we've already done that. So that is not a solution. That's just like a history of what's already happened. So if your solution is nothing but something that's already been done and already been fully implemented in this case in the United States, then that's not a solution, right? Because that doesn't improve the way things are. There's no improvement there. That's just, well, we've done it. So that's not going to be good enough. All right, let's look at B next. Take a minute and pause the video and read B and see if that's a good solution or just status quo or just a proposal. All right, looking at B, that's just a proposal. It's just someone's idea, the person who wrote the essay, sort of coming up with their own ideas with no research, no evidence that it would work, just, really no deep thought there. And so there's no reason for the reader of that paragraph to believe anything like that would work, right? So when we're talking about a solution, we're not just talking about an idea that you've come up with on your own, that you're sort of just proposing. That is not what we're talking about. We're talking about a solution that might actually work and that you have some basis to explain that it would work and how it would work, bring in some research. So if you're just doing something like B where it's just your own proposal, that's not a good solution. All right, let's look at C here, and C is the one that goes a little longer than the full screen, so I hope you have downloaded the handout. If you haven't, please do that now so you can read it all. Pause the video and then I'll come back and give you my feedback here. All right, this is a real solution. It's a really quite a good one, which is why I wanted to show it to you even though it's a little longer than the screen. So it is actually picking a solution that has been tried somewhere else, but not yet tried in the United States. And so it would offer an improvement to what we're doing in the US. And I said it hasn't been tried in the United States, it hasn't been tried that much, right? It's sort of just here and there. So they're actually bringing an idea from somewhere else, in this case mainly Europe, and saying we could try that here and improve what we are currently doing to deal with child labor. It's not just status quo. And it's certainly not just a proposal because it's already been tried somewhere else. And, we're able to look at the results and see how effective it is. Just to break this down for you a little bit, the first paragraph here basically explains what the solution is and how it works, right? And it does a really nice job of using sources to explain exactly what this fair trade mark system is, how it works, how the organizations know that that trademark is really being honored by the countries and businesses that use it. And then this next paragraph here, the middle one, is showing that it would actually work, and that's really important for a solution. So this is showing how it's worked very well in Europe, and it gives you a lot of research to show how many goods have this mark. And importantly, I thought one of the most important things was the 20% decrease in the prevalence of child labor in the countries that have a lot of these kinds of fair trade mark agreements. And then lastly, it has a paragraph about how this could be implemented here, right? It doesn't just say, hey, we should do this. It really does a good job of saying, here's how you would implement it. And I like the comparison it makes to the organic food movement and saying, you know, that was another similar thing. So really, it's a second similar solution that they're using as a way to explain why this solution might work or how it could be implemented. And again, using research to show that. So the C example is actually quite a good example of coming up with a solution, a real solution that really might work, and that the writer of this can explain how it would be implemented. Just contrast that with A or B. I mean, A and B are pretty sad when you put them up against C. So C is a really outstanding solution. So that's the kind of thing that makes for a good solution. Now, it's not the only kind. Sometimes the solutions you come up with haven't been tried somewhere else, but there are a lot of real credible experts who have modeled or explained how that might work. So that could be another type of solution as well. But the bottom line here is that when you're trying to come up with solutions, you're looking for what we're talking about here, a solution that's a remedy that will improve the way things are, and that's either been proposed or discussed by experts who can explain how it might work and why it might work, or that's been tried somewhere else or in a different context, and that has a lot of research behind it to show that it might work if it were tried here, and that it's not something that we're already fully doing. All right, so you want to have a solution, not just a proposal, and not just status quo.